Greetings, dear Star Sisters. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. My partner steps away. If you've noticed, the group is growing. And through the months and the time, there are more of you that's starting to understand and recognize that this group that you are attending or listening about is real. It's not a group that you have decided as goddesses to participate in because of your gender, or because perhaps you have something in common, but there's more. This is a Lemurian group. And you would say this, you would say, well, I'm not sure. I'm here because I enjoy the camaraderie. Do you trust your intuition? Dear ones, you are known for your gender by your intuition. It's even been labeled many times, women's intuition. If I ask you this, of those of you who know your old souls, who do not have children this time around, do you have an intuition that you were a mother before? And you do. It's built in, isn't it? It's who you are. And if you do not have children this time around, the chances are you're saying, well, I'm resting this time. An acknowledgement that you've had children before, this time you're not, and you probably will again, because that's what you're here for. That and the shamanship that you knew in Lemuria. What I'm telling you is that the intuition alone that you carry as a woman should identify who you are. You all of you, were Lemurian. Turn the page for a moment. What brings you to an esoteric meeting where you now have another esoteric meeting after it? Old souls are the ones in the room, period. Do you find that as remarkable? That you would say, I'm not sure. I was a Lemurian. The ones in the room were drawn here by the very word Lemuria. This is who you are, and you shouldn't even question it. But let's look at the statistics. I have told you that Lemuria, Old Soul, is the launching pad for the Akash. What this means is that in the 1,000 years or more that Lemuria was Lemuria, the population never repeated. Your past life experience was one time in Lemuria. And then you went on from there. That means that there is a lot of fresh Lemurians coming over 1,000 lifetimes, 1,000 years, more accurately. Kryon, what are you saying? What I'm telling you is this: the chances are very, very high, old soul, that you started in Lemuria. Some of you would say, well, I don't know how old my soul is. Maybe it didn't start at the beginning. If it didn't, you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be drawn to this. Did you think of that? And so as you question yourself, I'm not sure that I'm from Lemuria. I'm not sure I was ever in a sisterhood. Did you understand, dear ones, that being in Lemuria as a woman is the sisterhood? It's not a gathering called the Sisterhood 50,000 years ago. It's you doing what you did, being a part of a society that was different than today. You are remembering your shamanship. You're remembering the wisdom that you know you have. Dear ones, one of the greatest issues of your time is the lack of self-worth. And we have addressed this so many times before. You'll get through that. Understand that the lack of self-worth also creates self-doubt. And yet you just got through with an exercise that says, my intuition tells me this, my intuition tells me that. I want you to open up and let your intuition tell you the truth. You were there. Can't you feel it? In some way, you were there. And being there means that you had the wisdom of leadership, spiritual leadership. The kind of wisdom that you all have when you look at your child and you know absolutely you have the wisdom to guide the child through their life. It's intuitive. It's who you are. All of this is to say one thing. I want you to stop doubting the truth that brings you to the chair and participate yet again because you know who you were. Yes, you came from Lemuria. Yes, you were part of that society. Yes, you were a spiritual leader. And all that is happening today is that you are acknowledging the remembrance of that so you can go to the next step. We've talked about what the next step is. It is not a continuous circle of women remembering things. It's taking that which you remember and applying it today to the leadership and the wisdom that is coming back and that is yours. I want you to think about that. There are those who would tell you that the planet is in trouble. And they always have been there. All of your lives, there are those who say, well, you're terminating soon. And then you don't. And then they will say, well, we made a mistake with the timing. You're terminating soon. And then you don't. These are the ones that would cause you to doubt the very existence of why you're here and what you're doing. This planet needs you because this planet is going to continue. And the planet eventually will start understanding that women have something. They have something extremely special. Not just the life givers, but the power of intuition to see beyond that which others see and to advise and be wise. Watch for it. It's going to start at the corporate level. When they start to realize that women in certain positions do better because they have greater intuition and wisdom to see things that others did not. Then it will occur to the planet very, very slowly, and spiritual organizations very, very slowly, that the women do better at the jobs of leading spiritual groups. One thing leads to another, and it starts to return. Instead of religion being the good old boys club, it starts to morph into something wiser, gentler, with men's approval. He loved to see balance. Men and women love to see balance on this planet. And when women start to take their role as spiritual leaders, there are so many dysfunctional things that simply will disappear. And that is why you are in the group today. Through ceremony and channeling, to remember who you were. Yes, you were there. Let the meeting begin. And so it is.